Time to see what I've conjured up, and this is what I've come up with. I think it looks a bit of a mess around here at the minute. It's got very, very crowded, but this is what I've come up with. It is actually a 4-bedroom property, so there is something else coming shortly in the episode. Now, I just pointed at that house behind because that's the house that inspired this one. I do plan to either demolish that house or develop it at some point, so trying to take the bits that I like from it before I get rid of it. I like that this one's got a chimney. It definitely has character to it. So let me show you what this 4-bedroom house looks like. I've gone to the effort of decorating it as well. Not my idea of fun, but it definitely makes better for a video. So this is the living room. It looks quite cozy. Loads and loads of seating though. It's hard to design it kind of realistic in this game, isn't it? So little kitchen area, little seating area. This would be a little garden out here, but it's very limited on space. I don't know whether to get rid of that property in front, but I like that we sort of had a little row of houses there. So not quite sure what I'll do, but we definitely need a little green space. That was a divider for where my edge of my tile was before, so I'm slowly going to start removing those too. So going back in the house then, I'm going to show you what the bedrooms are like. I have furnished them, but they're not super exciting. So this is a little kind of like seating area, maybe dressing table, I don't know, at the top of the landing. Then in here we've got just a little double bedroom, and this would be a shower room. And then I realised I'd not finished furnishing it, so I put in a pretend shower cubicle, pretend sink basin, literally just a block, and then a pretend toilet. Master bedroom will be a lovely view out there, especially when I can't wait to unlock that land. I really can't wait, but especially when we get rid of all that sand and level it to the cringe 6-7 level. And then another landing up here. Bedroom, no windows at all. I don't know if that's an issue. Little shower room again, so it's 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, another bedroom there with hopefully a nice view looking that way, especially if we demolish that house. I just keep thinking that house has got to go. It is literally just in the way, isn't it? So I've showed you that property now, but the problem is we were told to add 5 bedrooms. I've only added 4. So I've actually added that property in there. So I'm going to walk around and show you it properly. We've got a rabbit, look. Very appropriate for the end of Easter. I've still not eaten all of my chocolate. So yeah, can't wait to go to that land over there. You might have just seen the property through the gap in the buildings there, but walking around the way that the pedestrians would, this is the building that I've added. So I think I quite like the way it looks. And although it looks good, it's not very practical. So yeah, I don't know. I think it looks the part. So it's again following that skyline that kind of goes down with the skyscrapers. I don't think I've ruined that view. I didn't know if I had. But yeah, this is what I've gone for. Because I had to add 5 bedrooms, I was like, what do I do? And I wanted to try and build a little property in there. It's definitely not what I pictured. Gosh, look, this area is so crowded. I think that house has got to go, that little 1-bedroom house. But yeah, I'd have to move it somewhere else if I'm trying to stick to my rules that I've made. So let me show you this very impractical little skyscraper then. It is a 1-bedroom property, so this would be a living space. Imagine that's like a tiny little kitchenette. We'll pop in a little seating area as well, for if maybe, I don't know, someone's eating or they've got a guest or whatever. Then I'd imagine this up here would be maybe like the living area, so that'd be the TV table, what do you call it, TV cabinet, and a little sofa maybe. Lovely views out the window maybe of watching people go by, but it's not a very practical property. I don't know, could you manage in this tiny 1-bedroom property? Let's imagine that's a bed, because I couldn't be bothered to find the actual block. And again, if you want me to do that, let me know, but that would be the bedroom. And then up here then, we'd have to have a bathroom. Now again, please imagine that would be the shower cubicle. I'm going to put in a pretend toilet, pretend sink, but imagine that these massive windows have got either blinds in them, which I suppose I'm sure some people do, or they're those fancy windows that when you flick a switch, they go opaque. Very fancy stuff. Would you trust windows like that? I'm not sure. How does that work as well? I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. So I end up putting just like a little wall in here because I think, gosh, can you imagine if like you're using that toilet? And I've obviously made it a double bedroom in the floor below. But if you're sharing with somebody and like, I don't know, you can hear them upstairs go to the toilet. It's not very nice, is it? I don't know, just a bit of privacy. So I've built a wall in there. Don't know if it's practical or not. There's a big space there, so put in like a bit of a counter, don't know, dressing table type thing. So that's what I've conjured up for this little 1-bedroom property. So in a moment, we're going to look at the options for expanding and see which direction we're going in. Obviously, it's up to Siri if you've not been following along so far. Siri will also determine how many bedrooms we have to add to the world. But just before we do that, I want to just recap after showing you this little area, the tiny, well not tiny, the big, ugly property which I plan to develop just before I maybe change it so you can see what it was before, get an idea of that, and then hopefully see how much it's changed. I really think I need to do something with that area. I think that little 1-bedroom house has got to go, maybe move it somewhere else. Obviously, the tile I unlocked in the last episode I've not actually used, but that does remind me I've got something else to show you. So this is the building I really want to develop. You can see I've started to think about what it might look like. I've got my co-op there, haven't I? I want a little bit of space in between the buildings. I don't want it right up close together. So yeah, I don't like this property. I don't know. There's things about it I like. I still think the roof coming down towards you is not a bad idea, and I didn't do that in the last property, so maybe the next one will do that. That property I just pointed out as well is something I'd like to change too. This is the tile I unlocked in the last episode, and you can see I've put like a little pathway in there. I think it'll be really nice when we've got all the tiles unlocked to have like a coastal path that you can walk sort of along the edge of the island. So that's my plan. But now I've shown you that, I guess it's time to start looking at the options for expanding. So starting with the east direction, that would be east 1. This one would be east 2, and I'd love to unlock that tile. That would be east 3 because we've got the one next to it. So there are the east options. Then for the south options, this would be south 1, south 2, south 3, south 4, which obviously I'd like. Then a bit weird, we've got south 5 there. It is just south of the tile that we've unlocked. South 6, and then, oh gosh, here comes the cringe, there's a south 7 as well. Okay, then in the west direction, we've always got these west tiles: west 1, west 2, west 3, west 4, and west 5. Now, I would love to unlock west 5. I think that'll just help me continue that path and complete that part of the island. So let's see which direction we're going in first. Pick a number between 1 and 3. And let's see what we get. Come on, Siri.
The answer is 1.
1, of course, it's always 1. So we'll be going in the east direction, which is not a problem because there's so much space over there to unlock, and I really can't wait. Well, I just want the whole island unlocked, but I've got to do it a bit at a time, and it really does help me keep going. So another thing that helps me keep going with designing buildings and stuff, let's see how many bedrooms we need to add to the world. Pick a number between 1 and 5.
It's 3.
3. So we've got to add a 3-bedroom property. And I might try and, if I really want to get rid of that 1-bedroom house, I might just add, if I added a 4-bedroom property, maybe remove that one, something like that, do a bit of a deficit like I've done before. Hang on a minute. Wait. I didn't say which east tile it was, did I? So I've messed that up, but it did just say, was it 3 bedrooms? So, sorry, that's supposed to be east 3. What an idiot. So, east 1, east 2, east 3. Oh, you are joking. You are joking. I do not want that tile. What am I going to do with that tile? This is going to cause issues. Right, now let's see how many bedrooms then. I'm sorry I've messed that up. I'm an absolute nightmare. So, pick a number between 1 and 5.
It's 1.
1. So, I guess 1-bedroom property. I hope I've not messed that up. I'm getting really confused, but I'm sure I didn't say which east tile I'm unlocking. That was east 1, east 2, east 3. And they were the only options. But I asked it to pick a number out of 5 because I'm a blooming idiot. What am I like? So, very frustratingly, I'm going to unlock this tile here. And I need to add 1 bedroom to the world. Now, very tempted to redevelop that building and maybe put flats above. So, no idea what I'll come up with. If you've got any suggestions, feel free to let me know. And let's see what I do come up with. Thank you for watching, and we'll see what's in the next episode.